A lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you, I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamu. And yes, I know money, and more I get you. And you love
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the TV, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa. SKTV, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from getting us out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Cancun, Bombay, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Punk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV, the best in Liberia. SKTV, the best in Africa.
105. Almost 5 million people in this country. We are only 105 people that are privileged to lead them. And not because we are better than them, it's because we've been given a space. There are people out there that are more qualified than all of us in this room. But we are given a space to be here. Anyone you see in government was brought in government by 105 of us. Whether you are a minister, whether you are a staff in the legislature, whether it's the secretariat here, 105 approve everyone on the government payroll. They got to come through us. And that's why when somebody say, to whom much is given, much is expected. That's where it comes from. Brother, all the citizens they're going to pay money in government account, whatever taxes or whatever. When they all get rack out for that money, they don't put that right, so you think it's going to be happy. Only us. Go ahead. We are treated differently because the standard is here. Yes. Brother, when you go in home now, people are landlord in the street. You're not better than them, but at the standard, they put you up there so they look up to you. So you must think up there. You can't think down again when you're up there. To think down there, you're not supposed to be leader. You're supposed to resign and go back down there. And that's why when you hear people talking a carrot, that's where it coming from. Not because we hate him or because he in position or opposition. That's not the issue. Brother, all the children, most of the children were born either 1998, 99, 2000, 2003, 2004. Those are my children. And at that age, there's a zooming. When they wear that barrel, they wear the khaki, they want to show that the strength. You're supposed to think for them and yourself. You're supposed to think for both of y'all. If those children say, I will not go there. Why am I going to do that? extent that somebody died, the celebrity got in the street and brought the government down, we will not be senators. For us to be senator is for the place to be peaceful, and that's why we must keep it peaceful to ride our air conditioned car, air conditioned cafe, because a lot of people after that, they get it. So they gotta be on us.
That is one we can forget.
Brother, I can say example. I was watching the video the day the guy Guinea took over. The speaker had gone to a meeting to represent the country. And the army took over the man could not come back again, not speaker again. Because there was no peace. And so when we sit here, air conditioner blowing off, security guiding off, and everything is okay, it's because it is peaceful. So our best interest is to keep the peace. And even everybody want to confuse the peace because they want to take off from here, let's keep it. So when confusion comes, will not be here. So brother and Carlos, misbehave yesterday. He misbehaved yesterday. I mean, I'm a colleague. If I have Carlos, I'll listen to the radio in the morning. Carlos should I use all the calls from the radio to say, God bless you. If the boy not want to talk to me, y'all want to see what I'm going to do over there. You win, my man. You're the female. People know you can run behind all the children. Who don't know that? When I carry running all the children around from the camera, who don't know in the time? Who you want to tell? We know. Each of us here who can gather our men and move on our camera and run those children off. Everybody know. If I want big man, one labor. Y'all make it confused the time you say you'll beat the picking run away. You'll beat the picking. The day you find out picking, now your own finish. So don't fight him. Keep making it scary. Keep making it scary. Akara had a perfect opportunity yesterday to escape. I mean, I listened to the radio, everybody calling. Akara will beg you not go there. Akara will beg you not go there. Akara should I let you that radio time and say, look, Clara, I let you know you. I let you know how you calling. But those children need to stop. In the administration is listening, you got to discipline the children. If you don't discipline them, the next time anything happens, I will go there. I'm warning, a general. So, brother, again, all of us, I'm not just talking about car, all of us. Well, Yakia who went there to are also wrong. Why you went there for? The Akara district is understandable. Somebody can say Akara went to the district. It's understandable. But under that condition, Akara stay away. All of us in these seats, 105 of us. The first thing, everything I mean, they pointed at the grace of God. The whole security thing that God brings. You go to all the bullets, nobody's there.
Well, indeed, God managed this country. And I just like the current VP, but then he was senator, but then, yes, indeed, in Nima County. But again, wonderful talk, bro. I don't know about you, but these talks, sometimes when people say these things, you keep them for records, so that, some of you can be thinking the reason why we can read Old Testament and New Testament can be thinking as to what's going on and all this thing. No, you got to read the Old Testament so that you'll be able to understand the New Testament. Because if you don't read the Old Testament, more definitely you won't understand the New Testament. I don't know what happened, but I'm trying to put Mona on here. Let me see. Okay, yes, good. So, folks, again, good evening. What I want to say, the pleasant good evening, and welcome to the Friday edition of the SKTV show. Please, let's share the show, folks, to those of you who just joined us. Indeed, let's share the show. Mona already on board, and Lawrence will be joining us. Lawrence will have the two lawmakers who are quote-unquote, some will say they are mostly in the future, if they are active. They are active. That is representing for the formula, and that are Jim Kohler, right? Yes, indeed, the lawmakers are indeed working the work for the people of Bon County. But again, folks, good evening. Good evening. What a way to say that. Muna, what's up? What's up? Someone say no son, sorry. Yeah, we were doing some work. But Muna, good evening and welcome. Well, I'm not getting you to Muna. I don't know whether you get to me. Muna, all right. So I think Muna facing some technical glitches. So again, today's Friday, as usual. You know, the Friday we go into our offering basket to see as to what's happening there. So today we were just checking with some of the happening, informing about some of the happening, and later on we go straight into our, Liberia problem. Like someone will say Liberia problem, like it will not end soon. So I don't know how long, but again, one thing I like is that I think our people, they are learning, they are grappling, and they are listening. Let me tell you, yes, indeed, they are learning, they are grappling, and that's it. So I'm proud of them actually. They say some of the things they see between good and bad now, at least, because sometimes most of our people, most of our politicians, they lie to them. They use the kind of more cosmetics development, like some of we always talk about. They use the kind of baby hand pump, that kind of thing, and they kind of age. Somebody go be what do I do what we're going to hand pump? How safe even is all of these things? But again, that's a life that they open the people eyes to. So they always be hand pump for them. But again, Muna, good evening. Muna, oh, I don't know one of these problems, but Muna, are you there, Muna? I don't know, but I think Muna, you got to check your side. If you, if there's any issue, then either you got to log out. Yeah, Muna, the first thing you do now is for you to just log out and be able to log in. I think that would be good for you. But again, folks, indeed, welcome to this Friday. So many things happening. We'll bring you some of the social news. Steve will be joining us very, very soon. Steve will join us. If possible, Mom will also join us. Mr. Cannon already on the standby, already preparing to join us. So again, so many things to talk about. Yeah, I just want to look. That video or that recording coming from our vice president. That's just the kind of content we. Only God carrying us. When we say these things, some of you get angry. Why we say, all the kind of thing. But thank God it's coming from the vice president. But then he was senator. So only God carrying us. And he's right. Only God carrying us. So we're going to play that video for maybe for the second or third time, so that some of you, everything saying 105%. Maybe you don't know these people, but let me tell you. We have 73 representatives. Then we have 30 senators. So I'm right there. And I'm 103. Then we have the president. We have the vice president. So now I'm right there. Now 105, right? Two from the executive. Then the bottom 103 comes from the legislature. So how much right there? 105. So among the 105, there where we have all of the government officials, like you were saying. Maybe you don't understand some of these things. So, like for example, we voted for 105%. That way, you're trying to make short so that some of you can understand. We'll talk about that. But let me see for what I can get Muna. Muna, good evening. Muna, well, I don't know, but it's like Muna is facing serious technical glitches. So again, anytime when there's elections, let me tell some of you today, maybe you don't know, the vice president just make it easy. That video recording that was there when the former general, oh God, former general Moses Akaros Gray, but then I think it was general in district number 8, when he said that in fact he was taking a visit on the campus of the state-run university by them, and the vice president said, The media was talking, calling back to back. The same thing we're doing today now. In fact, they're even giving us attention and they're calling us all sort of names. The country. Look, now you have made. But anyway, folks, good evening. Please share the show. Those of you who just joining us, let's share the show. So many things to talk about. We have some social issues that we'll also discuss here, but I'm waiting for my social professor. Yeah, Steve Bode will be joining us. So by the time Steve come on, then we'll give you some of the social news. But the social news about is about one of our sister, 46 years old, right? Yeah, a woman, 46 years old, slash, nearly cut off, a husband private part, and in Grand Coup, yeah, because of jealousy. Yeah, man, their life is trusty. People looking for food to eat, other people playing just you know what kind of life is. Well, anyway, everybody have their problem. Every human on this earth, they have their problem. Why are you thinking about how to find food to eat? Other people thinking about how to quit in a day or in a night, right? And I look. So that's the thing. That's a bit of life. So the 105 persons that our vice president talking about, I think I just said that to all of us as people. So we voted, or whenever there is elections, we vote for 105 persons. All the other rest of the people today that are also causing all today on the internet, some of them who are ministers, deputy ministers, directors, all the people were not voted for. But through our vote, they were able to get a job. They get a job through our vote. They also insult us. But let me recognize all of my people. Let me see how best to recognize all of you today's Friday. Please, let's visit our basket. Don't mind because maybe more haven't come on yet. But please, let's visit our basket. Start from where? The person dedicating a project. So for me, I'm Peter Stewart. Indeed, good evening to you. Thank you for always watching. Peter Stewart, Jackson Jane also. Let me say good evening to you. Richard Johnson, yeah. Oh God, it's gonna be easy though. Good evening to you, my people. Yeah. What is we're talking? Yeah, we're talking about that's a kind of country. So, Richard Johnson, good evening. Sabina Ale, good evening. Thank you. You moved through Asado Mesa. Our Oma, what's up, Mama? Everything. Good evening to you. Paul Junior, right? Paul Junior, good evening to you. Brazilian Monk also say, like, comment, and share. Rudolph Perry. Indeed, Rudolph Parrott, good evening to you. Thank you for always watching the SKTV show. And yeah, Jeremiah Siawe. Yeah, good evening to you, Jeremiah Siawe. And yes, to all of you who there, Jackson Jim. Yeah, also let me say good evening to all of you. And to those of you that are always following us on the radio, Lawrence Camara, Junita How. Also, let me say good evening to all of you for always following us via the radio. Those of thousands of you, I can't call all of you by names because I can't even remember all of you. But first, who still will be joining us right here on the SKTV show. So if you're there, don't you dare touch it. Today's Friday. Good. My young man is here already. All right. I know I've been into Muna, my young man, but anyway, maybe she'll be okay. But Muna, we're not getting Muna. Muna, I don't know.
Muna talking Chinese.
I get it loud and clear, Muna. Maybe only you now.
Muna speaking Chinese. I can hear Muna. You hear Muna?
No, I'm not getting Muna. If I get Muna, I will send them by now. Then she go, but I'm not getting
Muna trying to face things. She not making Muna.
And if even Muna camera, I know who can be said Muna, but I don't want to talk too deep before they say you better give a Muna business. Well, who can always sell Muna camera that we can see Muna face.
Slow down.
Okay, I'll take it back. I'll take it back.
Muna, but you can go back. You can go and come back in, Mama. Maybe it will help. Muna, you can come back. Muna, log out and log back in. Maybe that will help reset everything. You do that, please. Yeah,
Only,
maybe.
okay, good. Only you can remove Muna. Muna is Muna suffering. So my brother, go Evelyn and what's up? I have a friend. How can you eat? What kind of more? Yeah.
My man, I'm a Barcelona jersey, bro.
Yeah,
We
man.
the table right now. We tapping the table. Your Madrid people and your support kind of funny people.
Okay,
We tapping table right now. Listen, we tapping table. Now they're talking to beginning.
okay.
It will not be easy for Madrid. I hear them beat Man City, they bouncing all around. They know we don't want to call that soup. All they holler at Madrid fan and where because we're ready for you. Yo, Bola, all in semi-final. Yeah, or quarter-final in the Champions League.
Okay, too. We have a brother. And
And
the Champions League.
Your
Champions League run of 16 is very tough though. So don't even take it for like maybe like joke.
We'll do that run of 16 team, man. Forget that story, bro. And I'm
All
playing. And other people who play won't be making noise in the time. Don't bring noise there, brother. We're not afraid.
All right. We're watching.
Let's try Muna again and see. Muna, are you there? Muna. Yeah, Muna, not make it.
I think today on Muna, just leave your man. Muna, I think you got to.
But Muna can be there till the people in Grand Nigeria hear us. She can be there.
Yeah. While you are doing your technical work, yeah, Muna.
Yeah, exactly. So Muna, just be there. We can see your lips moving.
Let me see, Lawrence. Lawrence, are you also available? Are you okay?
Mavon, I'm here. Mavon, Steve, Mona, I'm here. I'm in the back. Yeah, listening to you guys doing your thing. Yeah, I know.
Thank you. Even though your lawmaker, from what we are hearing, your lawmaker,
best lawmakers too.
By your way, that lot of people go rest a body. We told the people not to vote for him, they voted for him. They crying all around that. Let me that thing. I mean, no. Then one time they make you on the show here, they make arguing all to it. Why did that thing? The first thing they make up put a quota on the road from Bomber to Henry. That man rest his body. 2029 coming. The man get money. Maybe the man can't teach money 2029. Yeah, did that man Steve. I mean, know that I know him. So that one, you know. He know.
The only thing we just want to give you the praises because you have the two best lawmakers, if not, or maybe in Liberia.
District 7 and District 2.
Thank you. So we just wanted to give you that praises. That's all.
Well, yeah. My man, they better do better. They better do better. We praise here. The other man, when the people rejected the mobile clinic.
Wait, so the two lawmakers then they from your district?
No.
One from District 7, one from District 2, Bon County.
No, I mean they're from your area, your territory?
Yeah, they're from Bon County.
No, one from my territory, other man from the upper end of Bon County, yeah. They see Bon County region. James Square and 40 Fambola.
Oh wow. Wow. But then
yeah. They see 40 Fambola man. They meant to be protesting some years back. Yeah, encouraging people to protest against former lawmaker Honorable Barkley because Honorable Barkley said as representative for 12 years. They meant to start citizens to protest against the woman. So he said to them, and put it for him more. But I want you count it show because I don't get invitation and get a PR. Many times, all the time when you begin representing to come, you be sure you face talking all that thing there. You not put it for him more. That man count it show. I wouldn't buy the man to show fit that on. I wait till. And he on committee, on concession. You are on committee, on good governor doing COVID administration, but now he on committee, on concession, and we got $2.6 billion investment here in the district.
Oh, take again your professor here, Steve. Got me. I'm not lawyer or my young man. These people they want committee.
They left too sweet, man. They left. My man Kafia made a man representative. Kafia is to be dishing on money. Kafia served as chairman of Waste and Means of Finance, and Kafia was the representative of District Number 5, Bon County. Edward Debbie Kafia. He served as representative of District 5, Bon County, and he was chairman of Waste and Means Finance. Yeah. So the man needs to kind of be dishing money all around here. Yeah, the man show feel on the show.
Well, Steve, because we're not the transition straight into social issues.
Yeah. Melbourne. So you can you can transition, you know, when you're ready. As a strategic partner to the whole venture, you can transition.
Good. So quickly, we I don't know what are some of the social issues that caught your attention. If not, we have major social news apart from the lawmakers from District Number 3 in Magibi, right? Madam Atore, who and yesterday went for the conference at the court. Mind you, she was talking about husband getting another wife unknown to her, so that also sparked a debate. I think yesterday we chip on that. Then also again a news breakout from Grand Crew County that a 46 years old woman slash or nearly cut off their husband private part for what she terms cheating or constant cheating on her, and the lady name is Wisse or Madam Nora's Wisse, right? Yes, sorry, Wisse. Her name is Wisse. She hails from Grand Crew County. Yes. So that's the social news, and when that news spark up, people were like thinking as to what really going on. How come some of our women groups they are not talking? What say you on that social issue?
Well, on the social issue too, just not to forget, I read this morning that Representative Koga is also, I think he's ordered to pay
yes
$1,000 in alimony or something like that.
Yes, I think it's $1,000 in for I think what they call for I don't know, for non-persistent or support or what after the
alimony
yes,
alimony.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, let me put it this way, folks. The woman who wanted to allegedly cut off the man's private part, it's a disappointment. It's a disservice. It's very concerning. Let me say it to all of us. It's very, very concerning. It's not a joking matter. Sometimes we joke about some of these things and we laugh. We've told you guys on this show over and over, and we say again, we stand by what we said back then. We will not change. We will not back down, because the things that we said are true. You might not like us. You might not like them. You might not like the way we say it. We're not saying it because we want to be disrespectful or we want to be condescending to women or we want to bring problems or whatever it is. But we're saying the truth. The issue of man and woman business, my friend, this issue that you're putting on your head and you're passing around with cheating. Those things are not realistic. They're in your head. They are in your head. They are in your head. Stop it. Stop allowing people to fool you. They're in your head, folks. Those things are not realistic. They're not applicable. There's no such thing such as cheating. Stop wasting your time. People make choices in their lives. People make decisions that you don't like. You're stopping. You're stopping. If somebody does something that you don't like, or someone, go ahead and anything that people do that you don't like in a relationship, guess what? It's okay for you to walk away too. Your peace is very important. It's okay for you to say, you don't have to wait for the person to divorce you or whatever. You can walk away if you don't want it, if you don't like it. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but this going to hurt people or trying to kill this person or do the other person, folks, is not acceptable. Second of all, you can't change people on what they want to do. People make choices. I keep saying this thing to you. I keep telling you all for free, educating, informing you all. People will make choices. Men by nature like more than one woman. I don't know how much to say this thing. I don't understand. Remember, I just don't understand. I just don't get it. These are social issues where you get human beings. There will always be these kind of questions and these kind of problems, folks. There will. Man will be with another woman will be with another man. That's not strange thing. That thing there that what can happen. It just left for you, the man. Or the woman to decide and say, you know what, because you went with another person, I don't want to be with you. You will be respected. The person go away, go wherever they're happy. It is what it is. So yeah, let's stop the funny thing. Yeah, start giving out.
Yeah, so the lady of full name is Patricia Wisse, from Grand. But my brother, let me just add up quickly. Someone, when I posted out, someone came in my inbox, and a lady, she was like, asking what happened. So I said, the lady said, based on cheating. So then she said, but for me, I hate two things, in relationship. I hate cheating and I hate lies. So I said, okay. I said, but if that's the case, then I don't think you have any man. She said, why? I said, because all these things part of human life. So I said, but do you also know that sometimes people lie, sometimes to save their life? So she was like, how? So I just gave her one example about Abraham, right? Abraham had to lie for him to save his life. So when you say that because he lied, to say, oh yeah, that woman, she's not my wife. So were you living for that, Steve?
My man, you talking about Abraham. Abraham, a hell of a crook and cheater. Don't leave that story. Yo, I said the thing, y'all get first. But Abraham, all the men, bro, the men did a thing, bro. I don't know why our sister then keep giving us a hard time, what mothers keep giving us. You stop giving yourself a hard time. Let me say this to you. Don't let nobody fool you, my dear. People will do what they want. People will do what they want, and you can't do nothing. The sooner you get to understand this, the better it will be for you, the better your life will be, the less stressful your life will be. Stop giving yourself hard time. Stop giving yourself hard time in the name of, and the man cheated, and the other person. Stop wasting your time. The Abraham that you want to be behind. Abraham is not silver-minded man. Abraham is not a silver-minded man. You'll be wasting your time. You'll be giving yourself hard time. When we tell you, you'll get there. You'll come after all your city when you say that one. But we're telling you the truth, my dear. Some of us, we here to say the truth. We're not here to lie to you. You're not like the way we say, you're not like what we say, but it is what it is. It is the truth. We're not here to lie about anything. All of the things that I'll be reading, Bible, you'll read that story, then that's all scam. That's scam. Let me tell you today. Don't stand there and let people play on your intelligence and passing it around. And I don't let cheating, and I don't let lying or whatever they, but who can lie? Who can lie? Who can lie on earth?
Even yourself, in fact, even you that individual, you can lie. So
the only encouragement, Melbourne, if something happens that you know that you can't stand or you don't want, you walk away. It is what it is. Go to the other person who you think will never do that, and they're better. Sometimes you think the grass green on the other side. Go try it. That's a bad thing. There's nothing wrong. But leave all the noise there. And the one that can get to me is not people's choices. It's not about somebody asking to leave or whatever it is. I mean, so many people then leave the men and then they pass around. Some of them are the father, are the children's father. So some of the statement they can make is very disrespectful. If a man were to make that statement, then that man rule or whatever it is. They've been with a man for 5, 10 years, some of them 2, 3 years. And the man, one man, he is this small and that small, whatever it is. And the question becomes, you all the time you've been with him, not knowing one man, one mini man. Also, you've been with one, you let one mini man because you are not there for 1 day, you are not there for 2 days. You know what I mean? To be with someone for 365 days. You know what I mean? They will increase it. You go there for 3, 4, 5 years. Some of you have children by these men, and you pass around because you leave one man or one man left you, or one man frustrated. You start calling all men dogs. But then these same people who are calling men dogs or whatever it is, guess what they do? They go on Facebook when they have a boy child and they write them a king. No, that's not your king. That's your puppy. Because you call a grown man dog. And when you call a little boy, how you call your son? Then you might as well refer to your son as puppy. But you don't think about these things. You pass around. And how you call your pa? How you call your great-grandpa? How you call your uncle in your life? Say all men are dogs. When we say this thing, then you're speaking against women or whatever it is. But the way men are treated, the way men are disrespected, who told you that every man you've been with, you marry or the relationship will end in the way you want it? Who told you that? Who really told you that? Who really told you that? Who told you that? That thing where you watch on TV and in a dream movie, then that's not realistic. You're passing around with that mindset. Who told you that every man you meet in your life, you will end up with? You'll be married. Who told you that? Who told you that it will be a relationship thing where you'll pass around? Who told you that? Who told you that? Who told you that? Those entitlement syndrome, we'll talk about it, then they get there with us. Then it costs us. You can't around Facebook, all men are dogs, and you call men dogs or whatever it is, Well, then when you have a boy child, then call the boy child puppy now. Exactly, that's my point. So you see, when you're making this statement, be careful, even in anger, be careful about what you say, be careful about how you talk to men, or whatever it is. Be careful.
So quickly, Steve, before we bring maybe some of our team to also chip in on the social issue, men are mostly bullied, especially with the kind of situation now. If they're a woman, then by now they want all of us to be in sympathy with them, to see them, oh yeah. But when it happens to men, Steve, they say, yeah, that's it. They just move on, forget that thing. They just laugh and that's it. Are you, as a relationship experts, professor, are you also seeing that as a key way, maybe for men to neglect women? Because if you're not showing that respect, if you are not in that empathy move for men, do you want that man to come down to your level?
Well, Melbourne, let me say it this way, and I'm not saying this to say all women. I'll say this: there's some very good women that have been supportive of men, that have taken care of men, that are helpful, whatever it is. But you see, sometimes I think it's about the expectations that they put out, the expectations that they have. Because, the way, the women's mind work, it's not how men's mind work, and to a women's credit, they are more proactive. They come into a relationship for the most part with a set mindset, most of them with a goal, with an agenda, which is not, please don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to come in with an agenda, a goal, or whatever you might term it as, whatever you want. You are looking forward to something. You are looking forward to this big expectation, to something that you want. You are looking forward to, this guy or whatever it is. It's please, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing. And there will never be anything wrong with it. I think where the problem comes from is when you bring some of these expectations that are not realistic, that are not in concurrence with where the man is. That's where the problem comes from. A woman meets a man, after 1 or 2 years, they won't pressure that man to marry them. Because it's not about the relationship, it's about the status. They want the status, they want the recognition. For them, it's about how people view them and the reaction, what people say. They're prone to that. They're apprehensive. Also, sometimes it puts more like a pressure on that man. The man got to do the one, the man got to engage you, the man got to marry you, or whatever it is. But guess what, Melbourne? Let me say this to our brothers. Most of the time, the women who be rushing into this thing, soon as you marry them or you get into engagement or whatever it is, my brother, they follow your hand. They become problem for you.
That's the point.
They become problem. And you know what I've noticed? You know what I've noticed? It will sound funny and it will sound funny. But when they go into that women's meeting, whatever the friend who are, can you imagine taking recommendation in a verse from a woman who been divorced 3 to 4 times, a woman who is unable to maintain a relationship. They're in another women group, and another person criticizing you, but you're taking that, and you come home or you go down to the man and you bring that pressure on the man. It becomes a problem. So most of the time, most of the reaction and actions comes from the meeting that they can have with their friends. It's not about the independence. It's not about what they want.
Always. That's the point, my boy. Always.
Not a women meeting and they talk bunch of trash there that don't make no sense. Listen to people, that are failures and losers in that meeting. Anyways, for them, everything is fun. When they sleep with 3-5 different men, then they having fun. When they come up in public and dishonor themselves and dress inappropriately and act other way. Even when you tell them to dress appropriately, they say you're not married to them, so you might not tell them how to dress. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Even when you tell them to cover up to be decent, and that is the problem. You put the pressure and the expectation, you can in your head. Some of them even set time frame where they got to be married in 2 years. They're not married in 2 years, then the relationship can hold. Then they start making noise. They start creating pressure and drama for nothing drama. And then guess what? All that noise what they're creating, they're talking to another man on the side because they got a plan B. They're talking to 2-3 men on the side. And that's the truth. And all the 2-3 men on the side that they're talking to, guess what? Let me announce to you today, my sisters. Please Please go there and go try those men. Oh, they're even worse than the one you are with now. Oh, yes. You don't know that?
And they should stop wasting, at least the other guy who maybe providing for them. Stop wasting the guy, right?
My dear, they start disrespecting you, challenging you, becoming everything you say now in a relationship now is you either rude, you disrespectful. Everything is argument. Everything is.
You're not even get money. The first thing you're not supposed to even take care of them.
And guess what? Guess what, man? When they go to that other man, oh, I love that my other boy and I can be hanging on the side. No, I love the boy and I can be hanging on the side. I love those men because I don't men can show them real pepper and fire. But I love those men. And guess what? The one that can piss me off about us, the men, I'm not part of that group because I know I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that foolishness. You will know that woman leave for another man, go to another man. Then she come back and can't beg you, tell her back. You crazy. Any man that do that one. You are a crazy man. I say it. Something wrong with you mentally. Don't take her back. Do not, my brothers, do not take her back. You take her back, you're a failure. You're a loser. You are a loser.
Two teams, quickly, my brother, two teams that I'm observing. I don't know what are you two. Most of our women, they are doing relationship like business. And most of the men nowadays, they are not even waiting anymore to even ask for their permission before getting another relationship. Are you also observing that?
Yeah, but our business, my brother. Our business now. That's the thing why they can say agreement. Business. You say business, then you say how the business will be again. You see, that's the problem there. And the issue there.
Well, let's move. Lawrence, quickly tell us, or maybe 1 minute. What say you, my brother? Lawrence, okay, I think when Lawrence, Steve. So today I want us Central Friday, and we have our things we'll be talking about, especially our baskets and the number is there. But I want us to chip in on the vice president, but then he was senator. He says so many things. I don't know whether you listen to that video, Steve.
Who?
Jeremiah Kpankun.
Who?
Yes, the vice president of the Republic of Liberia.
Yeah, we'll get into what Jeremiah Kun said before we switch from the social activity. I want to say this to everybody, whether you man or you woman listening, and let this sink in as long as you live. People will make choices and decisions. They don't have to consult you. You are not you're not an attorney. You're not a legal person. If a woman chooses to get another man, let her get another man. If you the man you can't stand it, let her go. When you live your life like that, life will be very, very simple. If you the woman can stand another man, another woman, if you the woman can stand and the man getting another woman, walk away too. It's very simple. Y'all stop giving people a hard time with the owning down thing. Oh, the man get different woman and the man cheated and everyone. That's just foolish. It's waste of time. People will do what they want to do. Look, I stand by what I say. Unrepentantly, they will do what they want to do. You start stressing yourself. Life is very simple, eh? Life is very, very simple. If a woman chooses to be with another man or talk to somebody else and you are not comfortable with it, walk away as a man. Walk away to preserve your dignity and your respect. Leave her. The same thing goes to the women. It's as simple as easy as drinking water. You leave her with it, all the men cheated, all they want. You stop it. Because the same men who you can say the man cheated, the man they want, the man that want. You stay with the same men. So why can't I make noise now? Why make noise? Why make noise about it in public? Some of you come, you disgrace your children, father, your ex-husband, your husband, but you stay there and her begging to go back to the man. What kind of foolishness is that? So you leave us with your thing. You leave us. We don't have time for that. If you don't want to be there, walk away. The Ellen I told right person that making all that now, and she still won't be with the man. No, go to the court and go get divorced. You're not comfortable you marrying the real woman. Go get divorced. It's as simple as drinking water. If you say, well, you're not simple like you say, I've invested all I want to, guess what? Then shut up Put up and move on. Simple. Stop giving yourself a hard time. Stop raising your blood pressure. Stop making for nothing noise in the community. Stop disrespecting that man, denigrating him for no reason. Because I see man you won't go back to anyways. And if that mean what that man, was earning I told Ray husband, I will divorce her. I will leave her. Yep. I will leave her.
Prof, since you are saying into this, I think I have a little thing that I also wanted to chip in and to also get your view. In most instances, or most of the cases, when you will notice that most of our women, when the men in positions, right, you will see them all of the time around the men, showcasing the men. That means if the man is lawmaker, senator, president, and so forth, right, you always. But I'll still be corrected for Prof. So, but many a times you will see that when the women, when they are into some high class positions, you don't see their husbands around them like that. What happened?
Because most of the women think life around them is about them. Most of the women think that, let me tell you something, they got entitlement syndrome. Most women think that life is about them. Everything is about what pleases them, what makes them happy. Everything. And I will say this again, until I die, I will keep saying it to my brothers, to my friends, to my fathers, to my uncles and my nephews, and to my boys out there. There is nothing you can do on this sun to please any woman. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time. No, I sent you saw a short video of a woman or girl. I sent it to you. I want you to play that video before you play the politics. I want you to play that video. Joyce Myers. No, I sent it. I know I sent it to you yesterday. Yes, I sent it to you. You want me to resend it? No,
Yes.
The professor himself.
Oh, man, I let the prof. When the prof on, we will be the advocate for the men. Since some of you women, you don't want to be sincere. You don't want, when you see these things, sometimes you get angry. You don't even know what kind of thing.
Professor, I've been following certain information on social media. I think it's alleged that a lady in Grand Creek County allegedly caught her husband private part for cheating on her.
That's
razor blade in Grand Creek.
That's criminal in nature. Maybe play that video.
We got a problem every time when I find
that woman of God talk. And the whipper will not men of God, and whipper will not people of God, right? Let a woman of God talk. A Christian talking there. Don't listen.
Come here 1 minute. What do you want?
These men have jobs. That sounded good. These men have jobs. Floor 2 says these men have jobs and love kids. Floor number 3 said these men have jobs.
Milburn started from the beginning, I beg you, because let them hear what she said from the beginning first. That woman about talking, and I'm me talking, and I'm Milburn talking. Don't understand yourself.
There's 6 floors in this store. You can only visit each floor one time, though. And each floor you go up, the value increases. You may choose any item from any particular floor, but you can go up a floor, but you cannot go back down. So there was a woman who went to the husband store to find herself a husband. On the first floor, the sign on the door read, "These men have jobs." That sounded good. These men have jobs. Floor 2 says, "These men have jobs and love kids." Floor number 3 said, "These men have jobs, love kids, and are extremely good looking." Wow, she thought, this is sounding pretty good, but I'm compelled to go on to the next floor. Well, she does go to the 4th floor, and the sign reads, "These men have jobs, love kids, are drop dead, good looking, and they help with the housework." Oh, mercy me, she said, I can hardly stand it. Still, she said, I've got to go on. She went to the 5th floor. These men have jobs, love kids, are drop dead gorgeous, help with the housework, and have a very strong romantic streak. But she couldn't stand it. She decided she had to just find out what was on floor number 6. Floor number 6 said, you are visitor 31,456. To this floor, there are no men on this floor. This floor exists solely as proof that women are impossible to please.
I will not be the only one to watch this.
So basically, she was saying that she was giving an example in one of her teachings that a woman went to New York to a store to look for men to marry, and there were 6 floors. She named the 5th up until the 5th floor, where there were all the criteria that she was looking for. Still, the woman was still interested to go on the 6th floor to find out. And on the 6th floor, it said, it's a proof that women are impossible to please. And that's true. So my brothers, don't kill yourself, don't give yourself a hard time. They want you to work 16, 18, 20 hours and make the horse look good for them, do everything. But when you come back from that same horse, when you come back from that same work that giving the luxurious life to them to go buy their nails and buy those famaka and put on their faces, guess what happened? They will tell you you don't spend time with them. Or how you supposed to spend time with them? And you got to go to work. And you got to go to work. When I said the other time, some people started getting vexed, I see Melbourne laughing and joking with it. They made you know the cameraman. You so be the husband or the boyfriend or the man in their life. But you cameraman, you passing the right everywhere you go, you got to take picture for them. When you take that same picture, they take it and send it to a different man. You're a fool. You're not serious. You're not ready yet. You'll be on it. You'll be taking picture for them. When you actually taking picture for them, another man looking at that picture, another man will take it from you.
Oh, for that one, I disagree, my young man. That one, I disagree with you.
Be on it, my brother. I'm not your partner with you. Be on it.
Yeah. So that move, thank you. I just like all of the the social interactions and mind you, this thing we do. Sometimes most of our people they get educated by this.
Be taking picture, cameraman. When I get a problem with you, be taking picture. Who's all worried about you?
That's the main error. That's the main error. I made one error to be taking picture.
Camera can make the picture fine, and at the end of the day, you know, we're gonna maybe this.
Cameraman, no problem.
So we move. Yeah, so I think today's Friday, nothing much to talk about apart from something happening in Central Maneuver today again, the motorcyclist. Today they were seen today with the police. They were tussling, and according to information, there are some motorcyclists that got wounded. All of information says some people were allegedly killed and so forth. But again, this thing happened and tensions are still in Central Maneuver. People, especially between the motorcyclists, the residents of Slipway community, they are also complaining that they are living in fear because the way things are going, the growing tensions coming from the police and other motorcyclists, because both of the motorcyclists or the motorbikes have been seized and around that belt. So in Central Maneuver, my brother, and the nation capital, so far, these are some of the happening, apart from all of the happening during the week with the majority bloc and all of the minority bloc, the holding and putting, the politics and so forth. That's some of the happening. Today, our attention, I want us to carry our attention. Maybe you will tell us some of the things that you maybe that you pass through with on the day, but our attention today will be mostly drawn to the vice president. There are so many things he said in that his statement that there are 105 persons, and out of the 105 persons, they gave birth to all of the government officials. But at the end of the day, so many things happening. So, Steve, that's it.
Yes.
Let me
play that video. I know you will go to the. I know we'll go to the news break here. Before you play that video,
let me check.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit of international politics with President Donald Trump and some of the things that he is doing. Let me say this. You guys are joking. Those of you who supported him. Trump is not joking around. President Donald Trump is not fooling around. And if you think this is a joke and you think this might not impact you directly or indirectly, you're wasting your time. It will. It will. The policies are not only crazy, they're extreme. They're impacting lots of lives at different levels in different ways. And I'm not saying impacting in a positive way, in a very negative way. The quote unquote economy that he was going to come and change and make it better and great. No, nothing's happened. Nothing has happened. In fact, if anything, it's gotten worse. At this point, it's just chaos, noise, foolishness, lots of unseriousness. Things that were never done before are being done. And when I say things that were not done before, I'm talking about things that you wouldn't even imagine. Well, but that's for those of you who your God told you to vote for him. Those of you who your God told you to vote for him. That's for you guys. But I've seen some of you also talking about you're going to ask God now to change your heart. Well, it's either you are confused or your God is confused. Something is not adding up. Either you serve a very confused God who is inherently confused, or you are confused and you're projecting it on your God. Because your God can tell you to support a man who is going to do his work and his will. And you're asking that same God to change his mind. Then we got to look into it. Either you are confused and you're projecting on your God, or your God is confused enough to confuse you. Now you got to go back to your God. It might sound like a joke. It might sound like a joke, but this is very serious. This is serious. Some serious things are happening. Some very, very serious things are happening on the international front. And some of you think it's nothing will happen, and 4 years will come and go, whatever it is. 4 years and that's more time. 4 years and that's more time. The people saying Donald Trump recover. Donald Trump will recover nothing. You'll start wasting our time here. You'll start wasting our time. Donald Trump is not recovering anything. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a distraction. It's a joke. Can't tell me the serious policy he now pulled up saying he came to power. Let me just start about benefiting the common people. Just the day-to-day things. The policies that he now pulled up, apart from confusing and creating chaos and talking a bunch of foolishness with confidence in public. That's it. But maybe I'll tell you what, I know we're going to the news break. We'll get back, we'll play that Jeremiah Cohen video so we can get into it and get into the politics. But, these are some of the things I want to talk about. Internationally, it's very chaotic here. It's very chaotic. Seems like Donald Trump is siding with Putin and Russia, even accusing the Zelensky, which is the president of Ukraine, that, quote unquote, he started the war. And, just a bunch of foolishness. Just a bunch of foolishness. But those of you who said your God told you to vote for him because you were going to change the word, it's on you.
Well, God let me do politics. So that
no. We have lots of Christians in here who are saying that the Lord.
You're going to be tying people into the politics. That people right.
I'm telling the truth. The Lord told them, so I'm saying either they're confused and they're projecting it on their God, or their God is.
Steve, God is not in politics. Men decide who should rule them. God is not in politics. So, let it get together. Because the Constitution is drew by men, and the election law is drew by men. Men announce the winner. So, men decide who to rule them. So, God is not in politics, my brother.
And we'll get back. But it's
for the news break. We'll come back. Trust me, we're going to go into that maybe for 5 minutes. Then we transition, play our video, and take out some of the things from the vice president now, or the former senator. So this break, and be right back.
News bulletin at 7. I'm Nakita Robert presenting. Ministry of Justice instructs its Child Justice Division to investigate a physical abuse case involving a 9-year-old child allegedly perpetrated by a local garage owner in Monrovia. Environmental Protection Agency finds Skv-Lib oxygen plant $5,000 for breach of safety following the recent explosion that led to the death of one of its employees. Plenary of the Liberian Senate mandates its Committee on Public Accounts and Audit to have the General Auditing Commission (GSC) audit instructions that institutions that receive USAID fundings. And out of Liberia, South Africa to host Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky on a state visit. President Cyril Ramaphosa confirmed on X. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. The Ministry of Justice has expressed serious concern over several publications by social media outlets. The physical abuse of a 9-year-old boy allegedly perpetrated by a local garage owner at an unidentified location in Monrovia. The incident, originally posted by a man identified as Daniel S. Moba, showed an adult believed to be the owner of the garage sitting on the head of a child allegedly as a punishment for committing wrong. Moba further stated in his post that all efforts to release the child from the perpetrator, that's the alleged perpetrator, proved forthright. According to a statement from the Ministry of Justice, the action is condemnable and a gross violation of the Child Rights Law of Liberia. The ministry has instructed its Child Justice Division to take siege of the matter and swiftly investigate and take the appropriate legal actions against the alleged perpetrator. Members of the public are also encouraged to contact the Division of Child Justice at the Ministry of Justice, 14th Street, Singer, with any information on the identity of the alleged perpetrator so that he can face the full width of the law. The Environmental Protection Agency has fined Skv-Lib oxygen plant $5,000 for breach of safety adherence following recent explosion that led to the death of one person. It can be recalled a recent explosion at the Skv-Lib plant led to the death of one of its employees, Samuka, and several persons sustaining injuries. Following the incident, the EPA ordered the immediate closure of the company, thus prompting an investigation in collaboration with other relevant stakeholders. Given its investigation findings at a news conference on Friday in Monrovia, EPA Executive Director Dr. Emmanuel Yakawulu disclosed that a team of investigators discovered a lack of fire safety measures, absence of emergency preparedness plans, and improper handling of oxygen tanks at the entity. The investigation, according to Dr. Yakawulu, further revealed that the company is operating with an expired environmental permit. Due to these violations, the EPA has meanwhile fined Skv-Lib $5,000 to be paid within 72 hours, thus mandating the company to follow immediate corrective actions to avoid future reoccurrence. Dr. Yakawulu further mandated the company to hire a third-party environmental consultant to begin the conduct of an environmental and safety audit. The plenary of the Liberian Senate has mandated its Committee on Public Accounts and Audit to have the General Auditing Commission, GSC, audit all institutions that have received funding from USAID. Plenary's decision was predicated upon a communication from Motorado County Senator Sir Joseph. Senator Joseph Communication is seeking the indulgence of the Senate to audit ministries and agencies that have benefited funding from USAID from 2018 to 2025. In his communication submitted to President pro tempore Yomli Kanga Lawrence on Thursday, Senator Joseph stressed the need for transparency and accountability in the use of donor funds. The Montserrado County Senator acknowledged the significant contributions of USAID, stating that USAID had been a key partner in the country's development through financial intervention and technical support to governance, infrastructure, education, health, and economies. According to Senator Joseph, the proposed audit is also aimed at assessing and allocating and disbursement of USAID funds in compliance with financial regulations and the effectiveness of the funded projects. Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, LDA Nimba County Detachment on February 20, 2025, apprehended a 30-year-old woman with a significant quantity of marijuana in Nimba County. According to reports, a patient Mator, a resident of Moseville, Gazwaye Town, was arrested by LDA officers on Thursday afternoon after receiving a tip from a reliable source. Following a search and seizure warrant issued by the Gongpa Magisterial Court, a team of LDA officers led by Agent Hilton Wilds moved into Moseville Gazwaye Town, where patient Mator was taken into custody. The suspect was reportedly found with 4 black plastic bags of 67 wraps of marijuana. Nimba County acting commander of the LDEA, Sergeant Madison Gale, determined the street value of the marijuana to be $43,385 Liberian dollars. Currently, suspect patient Mator is in LDEA custody undergoing investigation in Nimba. A resident of Peletown, 72nd Community, is appealing to national government through the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, as well as civil society organizations and well-meaning Liberians to help her seek advanced medical treatment for her ailing child. Speaking with this station, Manan Thor said she has visited several places aimed at finding proper treatment for her child who has been sick for over a year, but to no avail. According to Madam To, her child condition continues to deteriorate on a daily basis as all of what she has have been used for the cost of the child's illness. Madam To, however, disclosed that the child's father, who was given helping hands from the beginning, has cut off communication since he went in the interior. And out of Liberia now, the Warren government has condemned the U.S. decision to sanction a government minister for his alleged role in the conflict in the east of neighboring Democratic Republic of Congo. Announcing the financial sanction on Tuesday, the U.S. Treasury Department said Rwanda's Minister of State for Regional Integration, James Karabari, a former army chief, was central to his country's support for the M23 rebel group. Also sanctioned was Lawrence Kayuka, the M23 spokesperson, as well as 2 companies he controlled in Britain and France, the U.S. Treasury said. On Friday, the UK said that there will be consequences for Rwanda over its alleged role in the DR Congo. Still out of Liberia, South Africa is set to host Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky on a state visit. President Cyril Ramaphosa confirmed on X without giving a specified date. The invite comes at the end of a week which saw Skv excluded from U.S.-Russia talks on how to bring an end to the 3-year war in Ukraine. In a phone conversation, Ramaphosa and Zelensky agree on the urgent need for an inclusive peace process, according to a statement from the South African president. South Africa, which has in the past been accused of having a closer relationship with Moscow, has tried to play a role in finding an end to the fighting. In 2023, Ramaphosa led a delegation consisting of 7 African countries, including Egypt, Senegal, Zambia, and Uganda, and met Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin. So in this newscast, the recap of the top stories. Ministry of Justice instructs its Child Justice Division to investigate a physical abuse case involving a 9-year-old child allegedly perpetrated by a local garage owner in Monrovia. Environmental Protection Agency finds Skv-Lib fabric oxygen plant $5,000 United States for breach of safety protocol following the recent explosion that led to the death of one of its employees. Plenary of the Liberian Senate mandates the Committee on Public Accounts to audit, that's public accounts and audit, to have the General Auditing Commission, GSC, audit institutions that received USAID fundings. And out of Liberia, South Africa, to host Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky on a state visit. President Cyril Ramaphosa confirmed on X. That's RCI News Bulletin at 7. Benakita Robert presenting.
Almost 5 million people in this country. We are only 105 people that are privileged to lead them. And not because we are better than them, it's because we've been given a space. There are people out there that are more qualified than all of us in this room. But we were given a space to be here. Anyone you see in government was brought in government by 105 of us.
The opportunity is here to join.
Whether you are a minister,
I will be at
whether you are a staff in the legislature.
Will bring you 45 minutes of news coming from our newsroom. Well, folks, we're back after the news bulletin, and we're going to continue with the SKTV show up to 8 o'clock on tonight. And I'm John Semebankula. My team are already set. So Steve and Muna, Lawrence, and let me see. Yeah. So they will be they all set already for us to move. Yeah, Steve, we're talking about some international news, but if not, then we'll move to our vice president message to all of us as people, and also even including this region. This message was said during the regime of former President George Manawia, or that of the CDC. But now we move into the rescue government. So yeah, Steve, let me take the video down yet until when we set and ready, then we'll play that.
Yeah, maybe, like I was saying before we went for the news, I was saying that, some of the policies will impact a lot of people. Like today I was reading, Haiti, almost 1 million people who were here on protection or whatever it is due to what's going on in Haiti or whatever now. Donald Trump is canceling it. So that means these people got to go back to what's going on there, So I'm just saying that this is troubling, and this is across the board. So it's a problem in itself. So yeah, I turn it back to you guys.
Yeah. Steve. So when it comes to that international news, even though you just blank everything to say that maybe everything, I thought maybe you're just going to say maybe few things that are wrong and few things that are good, because like for example, if they use this stuff, if even that not going to happen through Dutch, some of us today we're not going to know some of these things that are happening into USAID, because mind you, we are also here fighting cartel, but I knew there's another huge cartel out there too also. So all these things interplay. But again, Loris.
I'm here, Mabel. I'm here.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So quickly, maybe you want to chip in on the international news, like Steve was talking, because for me, I don't really want to go too deep into.
Well, Mabel, from the international scene, what we found is the issue about usage, the whole usage Hulubara. So that's one of the information that really caught our attention, and they've been rolling around. Even the finance minister talked about it a few days ago. So from the international scene, that's the only thing, and no other one, man, I don't come here, man. Yeah, my man get toilet thing. Even you go sleep, maybe you go sleep, say you can be talking anything in your sleep. Yeah, man. One country, man, enjoy one answer, man. Man, I love you.
I forgot about Muna. Muna.
Let me clarify something quickly about that USAID thing. I'm not here to dispute that maybe there has not been some discrepancy or some issue going on with USAID. But even as that, when you are a serious-minded person or a serious-minded government, you separate those things from the general good or benefits that it is to the rest of the world. So because people allegedly are using USAID to steal money or be corrupt, what does that have to do with somebody providing polio vaccines, or the research around the world, other places, providing medication or food for refugees? Or what does that have to do with that? Why not turn everything off or put in regulations or supervision, gather the reports and do all the review them, whatever? Why turn all of these projects off? Why? Why? I'm not saying that they can't do that. They can't go in there and do the cuts to where people are suffering or whatever it is. People will always exploit the system. Even the Donald Trump man, he said it on air that he exploited the tax system here to not be able to pay taxes. He did. So what can we say about that too? So yes, people will exploit where there are loopholes. I'm not here to justify that. But I'm saying you can just use it as a blanket means to hurt and punish everybody. That's absolutely wrong. And if we're talking about humanitarian thing, and if we're talking about helping other people, and if we're talking about work, and if we're talking about those who are Christians and those who believe in God, whatever it is, isn't that what God said we should do? We should help the poor and the orphans and the needy and whatever it is, the widows or whatever it is. Isn't that what God said we should do? But you bring a man, takes away from that. So what now? So what should I say?
Still to that, then let it be used for the intended purpose. Like for example, you say send, or maybe you say they send maybe 100 million here.
Right.
And out of the 100 million, because these are things that we're following, we do all follow the entire international news, and we see some of these things even up to now. That what made Liberia to even be backward more and more, just because of all the kind of let's say attitude. Our government, they don't want to even develop because they feel that there are maybe all of NGOs that are coming to build hand pumps, are coming to do this. So because of that, they are sleeping. So for me, for Africa, for me, Steve, I think on that you say side, we got Donald Trump. For me, I agree with you 100%. Because that, every time we come here, we want for Liberia to get better. But our leaders, they are stealing all of the resources, they are stealing all of the money, but you want your high-end tax that you pay on that side to come down here and be able to build hand pump. Why you have a resource here? So for that aspect, for me, if you want to, maybe you say, oh, the Christian that voted or maybe that supported, well, then you can also put money on that, because I will not support no listeners. I will not support no bad attitude just because maybe I don't like or maybe I like. No. So for that aspect, I support Donald Trump when it comes to that USA aspect of chairman, all of these things and making sure that the right thing be done.
Here's my point. Here's my point to be clear. There's my point to be clearer on this thing. You are the radio station over there. Mr. Billity, and what's his name?
Liability.
Like Mr. Liability and
O'Neill or what?
Let's say Liability and O'Neill and
Marcus David
and yourself and the lady who are doing the presentation not too long ago. Let's say there's a budget there from Liability that says, Mr. O'Neill, because you are the general manager, the fee operation will give $5. And for those who are doing the reporting in the studio for the management, will give $5. The budget is $10. Let's just say it that way, right? If you, Melbourne, you are in the studio and you're reporting and you're under $10, you can get account of it and you're just using it, you're just passing it around or whatever it is. If you, Melbourne, are doing that, that would be honest between me and you. Mm-hmm. Does that mean Liability should come and take away the $10 from even the few reporters who are gathering the information and doing what they're supposed to do and doing their own job? Liability should come and take the $10 away and say, because the men who in the studio, they're not reporting the news. So we'll just cut everything, we'll just close that whole thing down. liability will not be considered an effective leader if he does that. Because you know what? That means what
you just
go ahead.
Something.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm asking. Let me answer the question first.
All right. So saying you want me to, okay, that's a brilliant question. So if, like, for example, there's a policy that every 3 months, all of the spending entity, or maybe let's say all of the we have our departments, all of the spending department here, they should be able to give their 3 months reports. Then maybe my department that I control go almost 9 months, maybe we our report. Then maybe even the other department, nobody giving good reports. All of the reports are just conflicting and so on, back to back. So I think the best thing that the management will do is to put out to almost everything and call for a forensic audit. After that audit, to see as to what went wrong, who in the wrong, and so on, then move forward. But that will not stop the entity from running, though. I'm not saying that.
No. Stop. You just said they should put stop to everything to do a forensic audit. You didn't say they should continue doing the work while the forensic audit is going on. You said they should put stop to everything. And that's exactly the mindset of Donald Trump. He comes in, stops everything. So what are people who are doing research to save babies, people who are doing research for polio vaccine or for other things or whatever it is, or giving polio vaccines, HIV and AIDS, or from a humanitarian standpoint, supporting different agencies and different work around the world. Instead of saying, listen, we can put a halt on this and review it for 90 days or 60 days or 1 month. He didn't do that. He turned everything off. He turned everything off, cut everything off. That means no operations is going on, and wanted to shut it down, wanting to close it down automatically. He's not talking about the revision. So there are other departments, like I was saying to you in a common sense thing I told you. There are other departments that can be running though, because at the end of the day, the agency or the news station got to keep running. It's essential. It's important. You can't turn everything off. You can look at the department where you find that there are discrepancies, where there are stealings and so forth, and say, listen, we want to do an audit in this department. So for now, we'll hold on to the department, but the other department will be operating. My point is, you can't shut everything off because one department is not operating the right way. That's what I'm saying.
Then now in that direction, now you cannot criticize, because let me tell you, everybody has their own way of handling issues. Now, for example, even if Mr. Benedict want to rebrand this institution, he can tell us, okay, gentlemen, I think we'll go off for 2 weeks or maybe for 3 weeks. Well, that's just it. We'll not say no, because maybe, who knows, maybe in a rebranding, also maybe there will be some audits, there will be some things going on, maybe there'll be a lot of things going on, we don't know. So maybe in that process of rebranding, there'll be so many things. So for me, everybody have their own way of handling issues, like I say, but for you now, my point here is, for you is you see now, you're just saying the right thing now, instead of what you were saying first. First, you condemn almost everything.
I condemn everything he did. I condemn everything he did because his act is a sign of incompetence. It's a sign of foolishness. You don't come and even if that was done in the government, I would not be happy with it. Imagine, let me say, imagine Joseph Yuma Bwaga wakes up one day and say, the Ministry of Transport got different areas and different departments. I just say, for example, imagine Joseph Bwaga wake up one day and say he will cut off everything for the Ministry of Transport. They must stop everything for 90 days. Do you know what kind of chaos it will cause for transportation? Do you know what kind of problem it will do? What I'm saying is, if he notices that there is problem in operation, he can hold off on operation while the ministry in other areas is running. That's what people do. That's what leaders do. You don't come and just turn everything off. No, you don't do that. Now, on the contrary, if you found out that there is corruption in all departments, then maybe you can institute that. But you can't say you want to investigate, but then you automatically claim that everywhere, then you want to distribute. Come on, man. So
then now my question back to you. Do you think that maybe it will be prudent enough for all these people that were there before to remain while the investigation was ongoing?
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm asking because Dodge, if Dodge maybe won't be established or maybe won't be there to investigate to bring out all of these things. I think some of the news that we're hearing today, maybe we may not even some of the blackage, like 17 million coming to Liberia for voting convention, all kinds of things, all the kind of things. We're not going to be hearing these things.
My man, let me tell you something. I'm not speaking about Liberia corruption and restricting this conversation to Liberia. You say it's not just focused on Liberia. A lot of what you say is doing around the world. I'm not saying that there might not be some corrupt activities that's going on. That's not my point. I'm not here to defend corrupt people. I don't defend corruption. I don't make excuses for corruption. But what I'm saying is we can apply common sense to this. The humanitarian work and aids that are going on around the world, the level of investment that you say has made, you can't just shut everything down. That's all I'm saying, bro.
All right,
I'm not
good.
saying
All right,
it's not in some form of corruption. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. All right, I get your point. The only disagreement with you is for you to just condemn almost everything that there where myself I have problem. And in fact, you want to shape in fact the deco is here. Then you want to start to make us to look like in fact no.
Play our local video.
No. So
okay.
People, let's transition now to this video of our vice president. Yeah.
105. Out of almost 5 million people in this country, we are only 105 people that are privileged to lead them. And not because we are better than them, it's because we've been given a space. There are people out there that are more qualified than all of us in this room. But we were given a space to be here. Anyone you see in government was brought in government by 105 of us. Whether you are a minister, whether you are a staffer in the legislature, whether it's the secretariat here, 105 are approved everyone on the government payroll. They got to come through us. And that's why when somebody say, to whom much is given, much is expected. That's where it comes from. Brother, all the citizens they're going to pay money in government account, whether by taxes or whatever. Who they all can rack out for that money? They don't put that right, so you think it's going to be happening. Who they us? We are treated differently because the standard is here. Yes. Brother, when you're going home now, people are landlord in the street. You're not better than them, but at the standard, they put you up there so they look up to you. So you must think up there. You can't think down again when you're up there. To think down there, you're not supposed to be leader. You're supposed to resign and go back down there. And that's why when you hear people talking a carrot, that's where it's coming from. Not because we hate him or because he's in position or opposition. That's not the issue. Brother, all the children, most of the children were born either 1998, 99, 2000, 2003, 2004. Those are my children. And at that age, there's a zooming. When they wear that barrel, they wear the khaki, they want to show that the strength. You're supposed to think for them and yourself. You're supposed to think for both of y'all. If those children say, I'm not care about their dad, I will not go there. Why am I going to do that? If their peace is not kept, we will not be senators. Thank you. If the issue yesterday escalated to the extent that somebody died, the citizens get in the street and brought the government down, we will not be senators. For us to be senators is for the place to be peaceful, and that's why we must keep it peaceful to ride our air conditioned car, air conditioned coffee, because a lot of people outside there, they get it. So they got to be on us.
That's the one we can forget.
Brother, I can say an example. I was watching the video the day the guy in Guinea took over. The speaker had gone to a meeting to represent the country. And the army took over the man could not come again, and speaker again. Because there was no peace. And so when we sit here, air conditioner blowing off, security dying off, and everything is okay, it's because it is peaceful. So our best interest is to keep the peace. And even
Well, thank you. Thank you. We don't have lots of time. Yeah, we don't have lots of time, and we have Mr. Cannon also here with us. So that's the thing. But we'll continue to play that video as long as we are here on this platform all of the time. Let's keep the peace. Mr. Cannon, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. How you doing?
Well, we okay, thank God. Happy Friday. The weekend starts on today.
Yep. Actually, I was listening to that video, but my reaction to that video is that Jeremiah Cohen just being a politician, and you know, politicians in general, they can be trusted, and they always say things when they are not in the position, but then things they will criticize when they are given the opportunity, they can even do the worst. So Jeremiah Cohen talking about peace, keeping the peace, because he was not the vice president at the time. Now he's the vice president. Now he's the one in the vanguard. He's the ringleader now to undermine the peace that he once said we should keep. So now Jeremiah Cohen has forgotten about everything that he said. When you talk about if we don't have peace, they will not be sitting now over there in that place called themselves senator, president, vice president, and the rest of it. But you know, whatever he said, they were the facts then, and today those are still the facts. If you don't maintain peace, you don't have nothing. You have no leadership. You have no president. You have no vice president. You have no Speaker of the House or senators. So I think playing the video is good to remind him. He's the one now in the vanguard of destroying the peace that we, it's not even a peace, it's a fragile peace that we enjoyed for the past few years. Jeremiah Cohen should remember that the actions of those renegades, the rebel group that call themselves representatives or majority, I saw one other one saying today, I don't know where he's from, I don't know where what he's thinking, but you can tell the guy doesn't even understand the process of the inner work of the House of Representatives. Well, he's calling himself chairperson or some kind of committee, some kind of shady committee that was organized by fake leadership, that was organized by illegal leadership. So everything they are doing, both Jeremiah Cohen and Joseph Boakai, they are presiding over illegal processes that has the propensity to bring the country down. All the people that they are threatening, all the people that they are maltreating, they all got so elected.
Finish. Yeah, so I think Mr. Cannon facing some problem. So yeah, Steve.
Well, let me pick it up from where Mr. Cannon was talking.
Yeah, and the same thing that Mr. Cannon been talking for a very long time on this show. I can still recall that the reason why some of the people they are lawmakers today is just because of the Constitution. The reason why some of you today you are passing around today is because of the Constitution. Even as we speak, Steve, quickly, I'm even getting a report that the citizens in our Skv-Lib community, they are now living in fear because the presence of police officer is very huge. You see these things, when we go ahead, my brother, we just pass through with that information or getting that the presence of police officer in the Skv-Lib community there is very huge, and the citizens they are worried as to what's going on. Yeah. So yeah, but go ahead, Steve. I know you want to react to that video.
Yes. Let me say
So
this.
many things were said in that video, and we'll continue to play that video over and over, even when
Well, let me say this, Milborn.
Mm.
You know, people use the word politicians and people lie and do all kind of thing. But let me tell you this, Milborn. Let me be honest with you, between me and you. Jeremiah Kuhn and everybody else in that House of Representatives, they know what's up. They know what time it is. And they know what should be done. They do. Don't let nobody fool you. They know. They can test the system to see if it will work. Jeremiah Kuhn, I wouldn't use the word he's a politician. He's a hypocrite and a liar. Me and I here to use politician, and politician will all be politician. No. He's a hypocrite and a liar. He is. He was making that speech in reference to what Akaras Gray did. But he was also forgetting that Akaras Gray at that time, I agree with him that it was wrong. Akaras Gray at that time was a sitting government. So Akaras Gray was foolish enough to initiate that process. I will say this again. Akaras Gray was very foolish enough at that time to initiate that kind of foolishness. But I think the politicians in Liberia know that the Liberian people are tolerant. The Liberian people will not do nothing, so they do what they want to do. That with everything that Jeremiah Kuhn said, the reason I call him hypocrite and a liar, he didn't know that these things can bring down the country. And he went and removed a certain speaker unconstitutional and supported it. He and Joseph Human Boaga, they didn't know that. The scene where how I say Akaras Gray behave foolishly. And the scene where how he and Joseph Boakai behave foolishly. And this includes Yomli Kanga Lawrence by joining them. But they know that the Liberian people are tolerant. My man, they think it happen in any other serious manner country, man. Lead that story down, that different thing we're talking. They think it happen in country where people get mind. Liberian people can just talk. When I get mind.
And even when you listen to that video, you were hearing talking about we ride air conditioned car.
But
we see our people out there and they give us the opportunity. Wow. Just wow. Well, Lawrence, quickly, you want to say something quickly before we go to the line to interact with our people?
Look, my man, I don't know my thought. You want to say something before I
sorry, go ahead.
I will continue to say this, and I'll say this to all of us. Liberians, we are good at talking. My man, and I see people who get mind. Let me tell you something. Sometimes we'll come on the show. Some of us will not try to talk about the work we do, people that we interact with, places that we bend, things that we say, roles that we play, or whatever it is, because this is not a place for it. And I get to show my CV or whatever it is. But maybe I'm interacting with people who got mind. Liberian people who just talk too much. We're easily forgiving. I will say this to you. The reason why I'm still proud to be a Liberian, and I will continue to be proud to be a Liberian till I die, is because we are one of the most loving and forgiving group of people on earth. This foolishness these guys are doing in our place can never happen in the Ivory Coast. Forget that story, my brother. Forget that story. It can't happen in countries like Guinea where people get mind. And you saw that paper that used to be passing around, saying president passing around, talking funny thing. So money. And they tell him to go read the body. They say he's going to chair, open your share, and say, I go read the body and show him up. So in Liberia, we talk too much. And I get mind there. We don't have mind there, brother. We don't have mind there. If we really have mind in our country, we're choo. Jeremiah Kunz will be talking fully there. Joseph Boakai will be president today. We not get mind in our country. I'm telling you, my brother, we not get mind in our country. We don't have mind in our country. We don't have the mind to, let me tell you something. We are too forgiving, eh? In our country, we don't have the tenacity to stand up. No, we don't. If we're not forgiving in our country, Canada. The Labron Pool now chased these guys out of there to get George Weah 6 years. They would have chased George Weah out. But anyway, he said that for 6 years and did what he wanted to do. Then they tell him what to Baga King, he's doing what he wants to do. And they said nothing about we just wait for 6 years again. I said we don't have the money. So my brother are there. You remove us. So still be passing around funny thing. You're not ready yet. You're not ready. Yeah, but maybe I know so we'll take some calls right after here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take calls to maybe we'll take
20 more minutes to go, so we can use maybe about 10 or 15 minutes. Or maybe
about 10 or 15 minutes. Let's take calls.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm asking Lawrence. By the way,
both you and Lawrence should please take calls. Both you and Lawrence, I beg you, please.
No, I'm taking a calls. I know I just wanted him to chip in, but saying he's off. Let me now go to the line. 0770-203125. That's the number for you to call this evening and be part of the SKTV show. We are discussing the statements or so many of the talks coming from your vice president that we should keep the peace. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yes, go ahead, my dear.
Okay, two things real quick. Let me agree with the brother who said we don't have balls. We actually don't have balls because in this country. We are cowards. We are so scared. So this thing broad day, some logo. We don't have such mad knowledge. So we take care of more first. Then we stand and we say, now what they need. Yeah? And one thing, my name is Andrew Stamandi.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a Liberian. I was born here. Unfortunately, I wish I was born in Sierra Leone. My mom and father home. You know, this country, I hate when donors pay our money. We don't need money here. We are wasteful. Now, how can they call it, the Patriotic Black, they went, they were living over the 200 on night for each person. We don't need money here. We gotta stop getting us money. Don't can smell it. They use that thing that the black thing I'm happy. We need to realize the value of money. We don't. Maybe when our government officials don't realize they start wasting it, then we the citizens will get on the street.
All right, thank you so much. To this caller, good evening. What's your take on the VP statement by them when you were senator? Hello?
Yeah, hello. I'm saying I little bit of slow look at me today. I'm very happy. Thanks to women on the thing that you don't have money. But even though I report, it's being here that we don't call it for carry out evidence like this. But then I will no longer leave the house at the office. But then some of our see that I see them going to the city and say that they're going and at the end of the day,
thank you so much. We just talk, but we are not brief. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Okay, I'm Leo Lees. My point I got to make, I think the brother that I was already elaborated well, but I want you to understand. Every course he's saying people got minds, human right is not there. Guinea people got minds, human right is not there. Human rights issue in Liberia is what killing Liberia. So if you want to know Liberian got mind in this country, that human rights issue, let them erase it. You will know the difference whether Liberia people have mind or not. That's the thing that preventing most of the leaders. You see, they are behaving the way they are behaving. Thank you.
Thank you so much also for being part. Human rights is very high here in Liberia. Today's caller, good evening, according to him. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, there is a mother Sakurata joining from Wemford to be Skv-Lib in Zimbabwe.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, I love how Liberia just spoke just. You know, we Liberia, we just talk, but we don't get mind. Can you imagine people when in a serious mother country or democratic country, or then you see the president of people in the country with two speakers. Then we sit there, we're doing nothing about it. The president feed the way he feed the country are high in him, the country. We are talk, but we don't get mind. Even today, as Abu Rata, I'm waiting that that 2 days, I'm waiting for all to do it. People can you imagine we suffer our country. We live here our own country,
the president will keep the peace. While they ride, they are going to AC car. So just keep the peace and let me keep the peace, please. We beg you.
We keep the peace and be enjoying the peace. The way that we be suffering, we
Thank you so much. We just talk, but we don't have the mind to, or in fact, we don't even have the kind of courage to go to the people and talk and tell them what we want. That's a fact. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mabel, and your co-host in the diaspora.
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Yeah, Peter the Weekend, I call for Honor the Street Light in North Johnson. Tonight, I'm going to speak directly to the action of Jonathan Ade, and that Jonathan has proven to be the best war leader in history. You see, Mabel, America have been donating billions of dollars in Africa, and today, the Africans, the inhabitants of Africa, the citizens, neither the commoners have not been benefiting only, and that those guys are the epicenter of power. So there's some 3.5 billion that should have come to Africa if Donald Trump can evaluate and scrutinize it and even post up to it. I'll be the happiest because the President Joseph Imam-Bouakai sat down here playing for other those our brothers and sisters. Now coming as a devotee by Donald Trump. So the government should not even receive $1. So it is sat down there and you see that Donald Trump is going to support the government, then they sit down and fold their hand and continue to do the liberal economy. Donald Trump is coming for them. And I borrowed that from his own word, Joseph Imam-Bouakai. So Joseph Imam-Bouakai, Donald Trump is coming for you.
Thank you so much to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Middle.
Yes, go ahead, my brother.
Thank you very much for your show. Middle, once again, this is Aaron David Samuel. I joined a discussion from Omega Market in legacy of content. Middle, you see, in this country, let people stop making money out of suffering masses in this country. I complain more with the making only ordinary citizens and citizens when the government officials they are deceiving people. Our brothers that are in government said they will increase their salary and the salary will increase. Those kind of things they can make people go with better thinking, with better heart all over. They say that they're fighting one another, taking it like that for money, going to sleep to RLJ hotel, enjoying themselves. Then they come and say we should keep doing what we rather AC guys, this kind of provocation. They're not from a country, but sometimes when you're talking something there, you should know what to say. There are one other thing that they have been doing. So all the things they've been doing, they're trying to keep peace. They're saying that they're fighting one another. When they tell the people to keep peace, they lie. They say, for former president, where how long they post salary, they're coming to add the post salary, they not add the post salary until they put out angry.
All right, thank you so much. And that statement was made during the time the man was sending to. So, but today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Maple.
Yeah, go ahead.
This brother G last where they come from Pinji Ibitoro. If you listen to the president, vice president at the time he was senator, he was not speaking to the public. He was speaking directly to them who are official. That they should behave well to keep the peace. Because when there's no peace, there will not be power. So I hear people talking about say that they labor will keep the peace. And last thing say, what about keeping peace? He said that we will get more. The topic is how do we keep the peace according to the vice president? Then he's talking about like people when they talk.
So hello.
I'm listening.
So the vice president also said that if I they ride the AC car, they see us with suffering and so forth. What's your take on that?
No, let me answer that, man.
Tell the police that they should feel for the layman down there. I not be for the layman down there, they won't be there. I not be for the peace, they won't be there. So the body was speaking directly for them to be able to maintain a set and make sure that peace is being kept, so they can keep the position.
To make the life better for the people, or which one? Because you just running after the thing and getting clear. By the way, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Let him go. I want to say something quick.
I feel understand what I found. I'm just asking you because you said dodging something, and the thing I really want from you, you're not saying it. Because keeping the fees according to them, in which way, but still quiet. Hold on.
Yeah, let me say something to him. Let me say something to that man first of all. Let me say something. My brother, I want to thank you for calling. I said I want to thank you for calling.
Yeah, go ahead, Steve. Go ahead.
We appreciate you and everyone else that calls on this show. I want to reiterate what I said so you can get it clearly. I said Jeremiah Kun is a hypocrite.
So let me just take
give me chance, please. No. Give me chance, please. Don't do that.
You will respond. Come in.
No, I will respond to that particular man. I want to respond to that particular man. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because when I don't want to mix it up with other people. I don't want to mix it up with other people. I want to respond to that particular man.
With a you respond. That's how we do it, Steve. So I think we're
no,
gonna go.
Please. I really want you to keep that man. I want you to keep that man on so I can respond to him. Because you know why? Unity Party people, when you are discussing something serious, when they behave hypocritical, when they behave in a way that you should be called out to come in with distraction. Maybe he does not understand English. Maybe he has a problem with comprehension. It's not my fault. I've been clear about what I said. I said Jeremiah Kun is a hypocrite. He is a hypocrite. And I said he's not serious. The statement that he made about keeping the peace, he turned around in less than, I don't know how many months when he became vice president, sponsored to unconstitutionally remove a sitting speaker. And you tell me, say you want to maintain the peace? And you want to come and call on the show and can't lecture me? My brother, you got it all wrong. Maybe you need to go lecture Jeremiah Kun that words that he used about keeping the peace. It was not restricted to CDC and Akara's Gray. He's part of the problem. He and Joseph Yuma Boakai. They are part of the problem. And if anything should happen in our country to disorganize our country, he and Joseph Boakai will be held accountable fully because they don't want starting this noise, they don't want starting the drama, and they don't want starting all the confusion. Thank you. That's what I wanted to say to him.
Yeah, I just wanted to take on that one call so that you'll be able so that we can conclude because of the time. I wanted to give you a little of time to respond because that's one of our because when we do this time we may let them go out of time. So let me see.
Sorry about that. I didn't know that was your intention. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay, my brother. Sometimes we do.
I thought to respond to that.
You can't forget. Sometimes too a good response so that you can't forget because some response you want to get before you forget. But anyway, let me just take one or two more calls. Those of you that work with that calling yet, I think Uncle Brown Tata, you can still call back. Hello, today's caller.
Hello, brother Steve.
Yes, go ahead.
Steve telling me I can't comprehend. He knows.
No, I don't want you and Steve to come. That's the thing I want. I don't want that. Today's caller, go again. Yeah.
If VP is a classical example of hypocrite, distractedness in half sentences. That's what we say in everybody, all their associates are hypocritical and deceptive people. You just said a thing an hour ago, now you're doing it now. You can't not going to expect that. You said, the guy went there, the student, they are young people, they want to, show their experiences. Now here you are. Well, even more better, more should have put that. You're getting them. When you have a gather impact report for that, you keep.
Well, you go off. The last caller, quickly. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Go ahead. Quickly, 1 minute, please.
Yeah, this is David King, and I do join you from my Smith resident. You see, I mean, Steve is not wrong, right? What Steve is saying, Jeremiah Kun was just calling for peace. He's telling people that they should keep the peace. Just within a drink of an eye after becoming vice president, he is now sponsoring some lawmakers who do not believe in the peace of this country to remove the constitutional speaker who were elected for the period of 6 years. So how you see the hypocritical thing that Jeremiah Kun was saying to people when you never had the kind of power that he has today?
All right, thank you. Let me check. Sorry. Yeah, the line was blinking back to back. The calls I wanted to give at least 30 seconds to Uncle Brian Tati, but no time already. If you call, then we'll take him. Yeah, so Steve, my brother, I wanted you to have a little time to respond again. Go ahead, and if Brian Tati call, then I will take him. Only here I will take on because he's one of the elderly men who always follow the show. You know, like
the last caller I just called. Like the last caller I just called, Milborn. He said it right. And that's why I said Jeremiah Kun is a hypocrite. He's a two-face. He's not serious. He and Joseph Yuma Boakai. And me, I'm tired of passing around saying, oh, you know, politician can say one thing. No, I'm not going to say that. I will call them for what it is. I will call them hypocrites and liars. If anybody feel like what I said is disrespectful, that is your business. I'm not worried about that. Because that's exactly what you're doing. Because when we start saying, oh, you know, they're politicians and politicians, no, then I mean we're giving them room. Let's call them liars. Let's call them two-faced or hypocrites. Because that's why our people can understand. Because they have under the canopy of politician or politics to do what is wrong. To lie openly. Jeremiah, what you said, great. I agree with you. But you're supposed to live by that thing too. The same thing that you were encouraging a Clara's Great to do. The same thing you spoke against, you come back to do the same thing. And I'm supposed to sit on the air and say, you know, the man a politician, and you know the man a no, he's not a politician. He's a liar and a hypocrite. Let our people know that. He can't be trusted. What do you think? He's vice president now, and so that's the end of the word. That's your business. That's not my business. I'm not worried about that. But I will call him out for what he's done and for what he is. If nobody forced him to speak on that thing, he could have forgotten it. He came willingly and spoke against it. Great. Please don't get me wrong. That's a great move. We applaud him. We appreciate him. It was a good thing to do.
All right. So let me jump.
What it go? No, my brother. Nobody's stupid yet, bro.
All right. So indeed, let me say thanks to all of you, the callers, even some of you who are trying to, especially the Waski we're talking about. We don't come here for no confrontations or so forth. We say you call, you say your, and we allow you to go through. So again, to this video or to this statement, I think Steve, I join you to say that it's a serious contradiction on the part of the vice president, because you know sometimes these things have their own way of haunting people. That's what we keep saying. You will not go to the people to use politics. Tell them to do the things that you promised them. Then you say, oh no, it's politics. No, it's bad. Sometimes you make these people even to lose hope of life. So all the Google things that you were saying yesterday when you were senator, where are we today? Liberia now, we are swimming into a lawless country. I don't know how many of you, but indeed, that's the kind of country that we live in today, where you see so many things happening, police officers, into citizens, motorcyclists, fighting, beating, harassment, and so forth. He passed at the lower house here and there today. Honorable Vice President, I think for me, it's a serious contradiction on what you preached yesterday. And this video going to be with you all of the time, and we're going to play the video all of the time. We're going to remind all of you, especially you, that yesterday you said this, and
I beg you, I got my Oma on the phone. She wants to say something. I beg you, please.
Okay, all right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, my Oma, go ahead.
Okay, Melbourne and the people of Liberia, the people who created the word called politics, it has a meaning behind it. It's a philosophy of putting your country first, working for the people, for the greater goods. That's what it says. Politics is about interest, not an individual interest, because one person cannot change the fate of a nation in respect to if you alone collect everything and keep it, right? So it does not matter what your position is. Leader must lead by example. If you lie, you are a liar. It does not matter if you're the president. It does not matter if you're the vice president. It does not matter if you are the CEO. A lie is a lie. It does not matter who tells it. And our children learn from that, because when our children grow up, they want to be president, they want to be vice president, they want to be CEO. If that the trend that the people set, that the trend they will follow. So Confucius said the integrity of the strength of the nation depends on the integrity of the whom. The president, the vice president, the leader in the country are the whom. The tone is set, that the tone the people will learn, that what the children will live by, that what everybody want to be in politics. Politics is not about lying. We make it about lying. It's about changing your nation. It's about taking leadership. It's about empowering the people and raising them from grace, from grass to grace. So a lie is a lie. It does not matter who tells it. It's not disrespectful. It is disrespectful when you tell people things that you will do and you don't do it. You are taking them for granted. And if our people continue to vote for these people who continue to lie to them, they have no intention of changing their faith, but only they, their friends, and their children, and their tribal men. I will stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Maoma. Thank you so much. Well, Melbourne, as we close for today, tomorrow we'll be on by the grace of God. Like I said yesterday, unfortunately, we didn't go into it, but tomorrow, hopefully, we'll talk about it because we'll have more time to talk other things. Very interesting, Melbourne. Why is it St. Joseph Yuma Boaka and Vice President Jeremiah Kung took over? We have had two warlords, Prince Johnson and Bud Naked. Prince Johnson is gone. Bud Naked, from what we heard, is fighting for his life. What's going on? We're looking into those stories. What's really going on with the warlords? And what's going on in the War and Economic Crimes Court? What's up with those things? We're going to talk about them. We're going to expand on them. And as you all know, we'll be here tomorrow. For those of you,
my dear brother, indeed, you just knew everything. Thank you. And let me say good night to all of you.
I'll leave it with you, Melbourne. I'll leave it with you. I got to go.
Yes, indeed. So thank you so much, my brother, and good night to all of you, our viewers and other listeners. Indeed, those of you that are always supporting the SKTV. Let me say thanks to all of you for your participation, and good night on our end here in Liberia. We'll catch you, and that will be on tomorrow by the grace of the Almighty God.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who wait to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here the promise of death. The welcome and life we have here.
I live
Master.
Cleverly, so make you again SKTV venue. Say my journey, Tina get as say my yamo. And yes, I know money. Emu aye yo. And you love me.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lofa, and Grandmaster.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa. SKTV the best in Mama Liberia. Muscle Rider, Lopa, and Grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. The work with my life we have here. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Monster Rider, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
SKTV the best in Liberia. SKTV the best in Africa.